Good morning. I'm Barbara Hernandez, Director of Communications for Pinellas County Government. Thank you for joining us for today's media briefing. Today, we will continue to hear from our Emergency Management Director, Kathy Perkins, and we'll also have some other speakers I'd like to introduce. Nori Hancock, Deputy Utilities Director, Jim Fogarty, Director of Safety and Emergency Services for Pinellas County, and Tom Almonte, Assistant County Administrator. I'm going to turn it over to Kathy Perkins for the latest update.
Good morning. So, access to the barrier islands is still limited to our residents or businesses or licensed contractors, tow truck operators, and workers with a work order until 4 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, October 1st. And at that point, then we're going to open it up to everybody. So today, those restrictions, and tomorrow until 4, those restrictions will remain in place. And we just want to thank all of the crews that have worked so hard out there, our public works crews, our partner agencies. As of 6 p.m. yesterday, all sections of Gulf Boulevard are open. So just tremendous efforts from all of them 24 hours a day. Visitors are not allowed on the beaches today. When we open it up tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of response agencies out there. We don't want lots of people. So if you really don't need to be out there, please do not go out there. To the residents who are just now returning home and to those that have already begun the cleanup, there are resources available to you from food and water, tarps, and sheltering. We're really coming together as a community to support you. And we've just seen a tremendous outcry I've seen up in Oldsmar and down in Gulfport, where local community members are pulling together. They're putting out tables of donations and food, and it's just really wonderful to see. So thank you to everybody that you're looking out for your neighbors and taking care of one another. We really have to have a comprehensive assessment of the damages as we continue to look for what programs of federal aid we might be eligible for. So please report your damages for your homes, your businesses. If you see damages to roads or other public infrastructure, please report that to us. And you can do that through disaster.pinellas.gov or through our Ready Pinellas app. If you were impacted by this storm, as many people across our county were, we want you to apply for individual assistance through FEMA. And that's available by calling 1-800-621-3362. Or you can visit disasterassistance.gov to start your application today. We had almost 13,000 people apply since it was opened up yesterday, and we know many, many more of you have been impacted. And I would encourage you, go ahead and apply and find out, what you may be eligible for. FEMA's not going to make you whole from this disaster. It can help offset some of the costs that your insurance might cover. And for those of you who are not insured, it will also help provide some assistance to you. And again, as we get more programs turned on in terms of transitional shelter assistance and other things, and they can get, if you get, and I can't remember the exact name of the program, but there's like an expedited, if they see that you're truly in need of assistance, they can get funds to you as quickly as a couple of days. So it's really about the documentation and the information that you provide when you apply. And the disaster assessment teams are out in the field. So if you see folks are going to have an official badge, an official FEMA shirt, those are the folks, if they come up to you, gathering information, they can help you get registered. But again, make sure they've got that official FEMA badge and FEMA identification and credentials. Don't be giving out your personal information to just anybody. Feeding Tampa Bay is offering food pantries and food distribution events around the county. You can visit feedingtampabay.org to find a pantry or event closest to you. And you can also text FTB FYI to 833-530-3663. And I just also want to let you know, so we've got tremendous national feeding partners that have come into our community. We've got Operation Barbecue, World Central Kitchen has come down, and they are partnering with 100 local food trucks. So just so great, so many people coming in to assist. So, and we're talking with our municipalities every day, looking for the areas of need. So please communicate that with your municipalities. I saw down in Gulfport, the community members were letting their city officials know where the needs were, and everybody's just pulling together. So absolutely fantastic job. Starting today, Barrier Island residents can receive free food, water, and tarps while supplies last at points of distribution, and we call those pods. So 3 pods are currently open until 7 p.m. on St. Pete Beach, Treasure Island, and Tierra Verde. For detailed locations, you can either call our County Information Center at 727-464-4333 or look online at disaster.pinellas.gov. We do still have 2 shelters open available for people. So especially for those of you that may still be without air conditioning, it's going to be very hot. The heat indices are going to be up over 100 degrees today. So you don't need to stay in your home if you don't have air conditioning. We've got places for you to go. We've got the cooling centers if you just want to go there temporarily. Or please, we get it. The shelter is not like your home, but it has air conditioning. It has food. We'll make you as comfortable as we can. We've got counselors out there. FEMA folks are out there helping get people registered. So please, if you need it, and if you need help with transportation, call our County Information Center. PSTA is running free bus lines in different areas. So please, if you need assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Cooling stations. So as I was mentioning, many of our communities have set up cooling stations at libraries and community centers with electricity and air conditioning. And we have a full list of these on our website, or you can call the County Information Center to find out where the closest one is to you. In terms of cleanup, so especially for those of you that have come back to your home and you had a couple of feet of water in there, maybe you've got lots of sand. If you need help with doing that cleanup, because I get it, that's a lot of work, right? So there are volunteer agencies that can help you through crisis cleanup. And that's coordinated through the state of Florida. And once you put in your information, they will link you with local voluntary organizations to help you out. So that number is 844-965-1386. And I get it. A lot of people are stressed. We've been going through this for a number of days, and especially for those of you who you've lost your home or you're without AC, any way that you were impacted. We have a disaster distress helpline that is available. It's available 24 hours a day. It has multilingual operators available. You can call or text 1-800-985 5990. And for deaf and hard of hearing ASL callers, you can directly connect to an agent in American Sign Language. Click the ASL Now button on their website, and we'll get you that address. And then you can call 1-800-985 5990 from your video phone. And again, if you need help, we also have live chat available through the county. So that's another great option for folks. If you're looking to donate or volunteer, and we truly, truly appreciate that, so much generosity happening around the community, we want to make sure that, you're giving any monetary donations to a verified donation agency, one of our local nonprofits. You can also donate through the state programs, and we'll have all that information on our website. If you suspect any fraud out there, people that are soliciting monies, you can report that at 727-464-6200. If you do want to volunteer, you can sign up through Volunteer Connect. There's a statewide portal, and you can find that on our website at disaster.pinellas.gov. And then what we're asking for, if people want to actually donate goods, we don't want winter coats. We want things that people can use here. So, we're looking for cleaning supplies. Actually, shovels are very helpful this time around because we've got sand, work gloves, canned or non-perishable food, personal care items. You can also check our website for a complete list of items to see what people may need before donating. Just in terms of sand, so for those of you that have sand on your property, we ask you to look at that before you take it back and dump it on the beach. I know you want to get our beaches back, but we don't want to be putting dirty sand out there. So if the sand has stains or odor or debris, you cannot place it back on the dune plants, turtle nests. So we want to make sure that we're putting that out for the debris contractors that are doing those pickups. And you'll be seeing over the next couple of days, debris pickups starting up. We heard from Clearwater, I think they're starting that tomorrow, but you can check their website for more information. So please just know that there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot more resources coming in. If you need help, please call our County Information Center at 727-464-4333.
We will turn it over now to Nori Hancock, Deputy Director for Pinellas County Utilities.
Good morning. Just to provide an update on the water and sewer system. As of today at 10:30 this morning, more than 100 Pinellas County utility workers and crews from Sanpete and the state are actively working across sites in the barrier island, specifically in Sanpete Beach, Treasure Island, and Tierra Verde. They are repairing broken pipes and repairing pump stations. We have 50 trucks working across the barrier islands. Our crews will be in trucks or on foot. Please give them enough space to work safely and slow down if you are driving by any active work sites. We have 40 pump stations offline. We have restored 100 pump stations. Our primary goal is to get the water and water pressure restored to the barrier islands. Our second goal is to repair our Gulf Beach water booster station. I want to reiterate, the boil water advisory remains in effect. Some areas may have water or increased water pressure, but that water still needs to be boiled before use. Residents should continue to use bottled water. We will let you know when the water quality testing has been completed and when it is safe to consume the water coming from your pipes. Customers impacted will continue to receive texts and email alerts from Pinellas County Utilities. We have also deployed teams to hand out informational flyers indicating where residents can go to pick up free bottled water. Our deployment teams are also handing out flyers to residents who may need to hire a licensed contractor to repair their broken private water service line. When we are able to get the water fully restored, those with broken private water lines still won't have access to water. The flyers have a link and a QR barcode that will have more information on how you can find a licensed contractor or plumber. Please be vigilant. There might be people posing a licensed contractor walking through the area. We have also received a few questions about whether you can flush your toilets. At this time, we are asking everyone to be conservative with the water use. Excessive water use, such as dishwasher, washing machines, and toilet flushing, could cause backups to your home. Our crews are working as quickly as possible to get these systems back online. Keep in mind, many were badly damaged during the storm and require physical repairs to be made to the sites. We are politely asking that the public call our customer service line if you have questions. That number is 727-464-4000, instead of asking our crews who are actively working. Our field crews, contractors, and assist crews are working as quickly as possible to get the water restored and need to be focused on accomplishing that goal. Again, we are happy to take your questions if you call us at 727-464-4000. And now I give it back to Barbara.
Thank you, Nori. We're going to move on to Jim Fogarty, our Director of Safety and Emergency Services.
Good morning. Thank you. Been in the fire service for 53 plus years, and I've seen this before and I've seen it again. Since the storm began, the emergency services responded to about 600 structure fires, many of them the night of the storm or the day after the storm, and not so many last night. Many of those were not preventable fires. What I'm here to advise you today is going forward, many of the fires are preventable. So I'd like and ask you to do the following, is to put on a fire and life safety set of glasses, a mindset. When I left my home this morning, I checked, and my fire life safety mindset confirmed the types of things that you may take for granted, that I had a working battery-powered smoke detector, that my fire extinguisher was fully charged and I knew how to use it and placed in a location where it's easily accessible. So I'll ask you over the next few days to put on a fire and life safety mindset. And what I mean by that is to try to the best extent possible is to reduce the sources of ignition, the things that go on fire. Many of these fires going forward will be preventable. Sources of ignition that you may not think of, candles that you're using, cooking devices, whether those are appliances powered by electricity or, and the electricity doesn't matter if it's coming from the domestic power or your generator, it's a source of ignition. And use common sense. Don't do things like cooking with hibachi or coal-powered, gas-powered things inside or even on balconies. Use common sense with fire safety. And you can prevent many of the fires in the United States and here locally in Pinellas County are preventable using common sense. Eliminate the source of ignition. I want to highlight the source of ignition of electricity. What happens with electricity when it's exposed to water, particularly salt water, and that doesn't matter if the electricity source is coming out of your wall sockets or a lithium-ion battery powering your car. The electricity it will be subject to the salt water, and that will corrode the attachments and the connections. That corrosion will create resistance, will form heat, whether that's in the form of a short circuit or the normal flow of electricity, and that heat becomes an ignition source, which will catch your house on fire. And so if you are in a location that has been exposed to water, particularly salt water, and by that I mean not just the circuits that have been submerged for a couple of days, but also the overspray from the salt water that has probably been in your house, that overspray will cause corrosion, if not now, sometime in the future. So please make sure that a qualified electrician looks at those devices, whether those are your electrical circuits or your lithium-ion batteries or the transformers that charge your car. They all need to be checked in a way before they're used as normal. The other thing that I'll ask that you do is to be sure, and you know, you learned this in school when you went through the stop, drop, and roll and those sorts of things. But take out that disaster plan that Kathy's group has put together, and in there you'll see the common sense fire safety things that you can and should do. And that includes, again, having a working smoke detector. Very important if you're staying in a location that may or may not have electricity or may lose the electricity, that the smoke detector be powered at least by batteries and hopefully by both batteries and domestic power. Also have that working fire extinguisher. An ABC fire extinguisher is perfect. It covers a lot of the fires that you're likely to run across. And also, please have an exit plan. Now, the exit plan that you have normally may have been changed based on the debris that's in the area. If normally you go left to get out of the building and that left turn is blocked because of damage or construction, please revisit the egress and exit plan of your building should you have a fire. And then finally, I'll suggest that you make sure that you've got a way to call 911. Normally, you'd pick up your landline or you'd use your wireless cell phone. And that's still absolutely a good way to do that, and it is likely, very much likely, working. But if it's not working because your cell phone batteries are dead, please, before you need it, identify where is the nearest point where you can access emergency services when you're faced with that disaster. Maybe that's your neighbor, maybe that's the management company. The 911 system is up and running. We typically take seconds to answer your call. We can geolocate you once that connection has been made. So I suggest that you make sure that you know how you are going to dial 911 should something occur. Again, let me reiterate, been doing this for 53 years. Put on an emergency service, fire life safety hat, and look at everything you do through those lenses. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. We will now turn it over to Tom Almonte, Assistant County Administrator.
Thank you. I want to provide an update on the efforts that the county is undertaking to complete damage assessment of residential property within the county. As of today, we have completed 21,000, a little over 21,000 assessment of residential properties in the county. Out of those over 21,000, about 239 we have identified that has been destroyed. A little over 12,000, almost 13,000 have major damage, and over 5,000 have minor damage, and others that have been affected, a little over 3,000. Our county staff, if you see them out, I'll do an inspection. Please provide access if it's needed. The idea is to complete all of the damage assessment today. The county is also moving into the next phase, which is to conduct a substantially damaged review of each one of those properties. It's important that take place because the substantially damaged review has to happen before you can apply it and we can issue a building permit. So I ask you to work with the county as you see the staff conducting review, but this is just a brief update of the work that is underway. Barbara.
Thank you, Tom. I'm going to wrap it up with just a few reminders for anyone who has standing water around their property and you're able to get to it. Please dump it so mosquitoes don't have a place to breed. Take caution with any food that was left in the fridge or if it's there and you've had a power outage. Perishable food in an unopened refrigerator is only good for about 4 hours without power. And please do not taste that food to determine if it's safe. It's better to be safe and just throw it away. For those of you who are looking to dispose of household hazardous waste that is not storm related, you can drop it off between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. at the permanent collection facility. And that facility is called the Household Hazardous Waste Center. And the number for that is 727-464-7500. It is located at 2855 109th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. We will now go ahead and take some questions from media. We have some media in the room. Any questions? All right. We're going to go ahead and take questions from media via Zoom. If you are on Zoom and you would like to ask us a question, please raise your hand. We will unmute you and you can go ahead with your question.
There are no questions online at this time.
All right, no questions. Thank you very much.